Right, welcome back to Morning Live. As I told you earlier before we took a break, you want to focus on creative makeup artistry, whereby it's not only about the beauty, but of course exemplifying some sort of creativity in terms of just making sure someone goes a notch higher to improve his or her talent. And of course, in studio, I'm joined by Anna Montez, who she's been doing this for quite some time. Previously on the show, we talked about SFX. Some brilliant guy came in studio, talked about now how the horror films kind of play with our minds. But this time round, Anna will be telling us a different type of makeup artistry. Good morning, Anna.
Morning. Hi.
How's the traffic?
Crazy.
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 Anyway. So the sort of makeup style you're doing, you're exemplifying so many things actually. And we'll be seeing the photos in a few, but what drove you to that type of artistry now?
Well, I've been an artist for the longest.
Okay.
Initially, I would practice my art on canvas.
Okay.
But then when I started doing makeup, it was quite interesting. I was like, why not try it on the face? And I know people say this all the time. Makeup artists say they use the face as canvas. So basically, that's it. So that's why I do it.
So you are a makeup artist?
Yes.
Okay. But now, the idea to come up with a very creative way sometimes, of course, how did you manage now to just package yourself and started doing that special type of makeup artistry? Because it's not common, it's unique, so that's why we thought, indeed, how did you come just up with that idea? Because now that's the main factor, because now we're used to this normal makeup and everything, life goes on, but now your idea, at some point I saw you drew some sort of is it a Spider-Man-ish thing on your eye? It is very brilliant. Yeah, sure.
Well, basically it's not something I can control, actually.
Okay.
It's like a burning need and desire to just want to do it. So I'll just obsess over something that I want to do, and then eventually I just have to sit down, get it off my system, and then just create it on my face. So it's something I actually was doing like a while back. I love body art so much. So working on myself, because the inspiration hits mostly at night. And then I am the only canvas around, so I just work on me, and I just create and just want to get it off my system. So every time I get, every time you get an inspiration, you get inspiration from something, either it's a drawing or it's a movie you watched, and if it keeps accumulating, then it becomes like this urge that you have to just...
The fire burns. Now, we have so many creative makeup artists out here, and as much as they're doing so much, the battleground sometimes becomes filthy, because now we have people who are to kind of be destiny shepherds, to now guide these people, very creative people out here, but they just don't have the platform. Maybe for you as an experienced makeup artist, how can you maybe hope that one day you'll kind of now get this young talented people to come and of course just dominate the world of supremacy?
Well, you see, the thing is, I always tell people, just learn to be yourself and then be authentic. Use whatever platform is available. There's Facebook, Instagram. Take advantage of that. Express yourself in the realest, most authentic way you can, and somehow eventually, people will start noticing your work. So the point is just starting. The moment you start and you're true to yourself first, then you're just gonna it's gonna take off.
Because we see most of these young makeup artists, they kind of go to social media platforms. They can advertise themselves and how they do what they do actually. But look at the clientele also. Do you think it's we have so many freelance makeup artists here, and you see in Swahili some freelance coming to shamba la mawe, and you see you need some links, connections to make sure you actually in the traverse also. You're a freelance makeup artist.
Yes, I am.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Now, how do you manage now to keep up? Because at the end of the day, this is life. You have to really make sure you get something.
Okay, for the creative side, I suppressed it for the longest time. And I had to focus on bridal makeup, and it's something I usually do. It's what I always do for, my daily life. And it works nicely. But then, you just have to... The urge for me to do creative was so much, and I must have missed your question at some point.
No problem.
But for you to actually get the clientele, you just have to have a target market in mind, because I'm so sure creative makeup artists out there are not targeting the same market. But the moment you narrow down to the market you want to target, then you sort of know how to reach out to them. You do sample makeup, you want to give them, amazing trials that they can have a look and want to spread the word, all that. So you just have to really get uncomfortable. You have to make yourself uncomfortable, go the extra mile to try and reach out to the clients you actually want to service, and then, you know, immediately you're just gonna start getting referrals, and then that is supposed to create a certain trend of referrals, and then in the same process you just get to grow yourself, and then
Perfect. Has it ever maybe happened to you as you were learning that it backfired on you? Maybe, you know, as you're learning, you tend to make small mistakes, not conspicuous mistakes, small mistakes, but has it ever happened to you that you were kind of maybe shaky during the early days? Because now that's the problem, because when you're starting to work on someone, you're worried about their feedback. How will they react now? How was it for you?
Scary.
It's scary.
It's scary. First of all, I wasn't sure, like I knew what I wanted to do, but I wasn't sure I was doing it right. But then I had to give myself like that little faith, you know? And then, of course, the client's response. Every time a client would say, oh, that's nice. Oh, I love it. You know, it gives you the motivation to just keep doing the same thing.
Big time,
So, I mean, I had to suppress the fear and just believe in myself more so that I can overlook everything that just might make me just undermine my work. So I just had to believe in myself, practice my art over and over, until I can totally understand, you know, one skin type just by looking, almost just by looking or understanding this is what I need to use, and then that makes you, you know, kind of fast. So it's more of believing in myself first.
So of course, right here on Switch TV, you have our able makeup artist, Ideal, of course, Phil and Kalechi, who are doing an amazing job right here on presenters. But do you think presenters want a different type of makeup, maybe bridal, different type of makeup? And, you know, people have their own desires. Of course, for us men, we sometimes prefer powder, then we're out. But for you guys, it's kind of some work. Now, preference. Talk about preference, because this is something that indeed, as much as you're tending to incline towards a unique way of makeup artistry, what's the preference out here in the market, so that even a young person right now who's starting this desire to join the makeup artistry team knows that indeed the demand's out here?
Well, I would say there's a look for every occasion, but sometimes you can break the rules. It depends with also your personality. Like, for example, I decided to do a gold cut, on top of my eye, which is not something that people would do on a normal day. But then if the mood hits me and I'm like, I want to do something extra, then you go for it. So there is a look for every occasion. There's a look for TV, there's a look for night look, there's the bridal makeup look, and it's all good. But then I feel like sometimes it's okay to just break the rules. You really don't have to do the basic stuff, you know? Like, you can have a bride who wants to do something artistic with round makeup, you know? And then she'll have like some simple makeup and then maybe like something artistic on the side, just because she feels like it. No, I'm just saying, giving an example and ideas. So it's okay to break the rules sometimes. It's okay to own a day, or, you know, if it's your wedding day. I mean, nobody can tell you what to do, so you just do your own style.
Now, we also have a problem where men kind of sometimes, you know, we live in a society of and I just like my makeup, you know what I mean? Hey, ule dem ni dem my makeup sana yani. Lakini akiosha hivi uso, you know what I mean? Akiosha hivi uso, factory settings, you know, men are crazy out here. So maybe the idea of now applying makeup and just boosting this confidence, mostly they say it boosts my confidence, I look good. And the idea also of just being kind of natural. Yes, the natural part is part of the game, but still, over dependency of makeup. What can you tell about, talk to the men that indeed you need this thing, so that at least they understand. Talking to the men now. Okay,
talking to the men. Well, if you can, you know, if you have access to women who can do both, then you have a powerful woman around. That's the person who has owned the person they are and knows the power of makeup and how you can just change and how it can just help you, you know, improve your attitude or just, you know, help with the self-esteem. But then a lady also doesn't do makeup, is a lady who knows herself to a point where with or without makeup, she knows she's good.
Okay, interesting. So let's go back to your core business now, the artistry. Of course, you want to look at the images in a few on screen. Maybe Brenda, you can just roll them right now. looking at them, maybe the sequence, you need the sequence, how you come up with that, the whole idea. How do you now manage to start actually doing it on yourself? It's very tricky because I find it's easier when you're actually working it on someone. For me, where I'm seated, that's what I think. So how do you start now? For example, now maybe we can have one on air in a few. The foundation, maybe take us through the sequence now.
Well, I'm normally having fun. It's like rewinding for me. It's like I need it to just feel calm and relaxed. So when I start, sometimes I would actually start with an eye look and be like, now from the eyes, what do I want after this? What do I want to
like
prove?
that on the screen now? Were you trying to portray something? Because at some point, someone can think maybe the vitiligo aspect of it.
Yeah, I got that a lot. Yeah, but initially, that's not what I was going for. I was what I did. I spilled milk. On my desk. Yeah.
Wow.
I was like, I can actually do this. And then so people got that.
The second one now.
I needed the beach on this one. I needed beach. I was craving the beach. So
that's how you actually just made it.
Yeah, but it's also inspired. Like I saw a lady do this, and I wanted to sort of push myself to see if I can achieve something close. And I was impressed myself.
It came out nicely, by the way. Now, looking at this also, playing with the colors, not something very easy. Does it depend also on your skin tone, skin color?
No, actually, I think I was in a reggae mood over here. And then
look at your neck. Actually, there's some aspect of Kenyan flag also over there.
Somewhere, Kombali.
But what was the idea actually?
I had initially done just a transition of colors, and then I felt it was a bit plain, and I just wanted to have like some strokes of white, black, just to break it.
Yeah. Wow. Now this one, what drove you to this one? Looks like a mask.
So there's a lady called Nikki Tutorials. She did this look a while back, and for some reason I didn't think I could pull it off. And then one night I was like, you know what? I have to do this. And then I did it. I was like, wait a minute.
Wow.
It might be up to something.
What inspired you to come up with this? Because the mask.
The mask was done initially by Nikki Tutorials. So after I saw her look, I just needed a twitch to it, and I just did a tribal eye look just to break the,
Spider-Man. Spider Lady. Wow.
This one was a tricky one. I wasn't sure if I should post this. But then I asked a friend. She said it's actually very nice. Yeah, but I didn't know.
But
I don't know. I wanted nicely. Something cracky and Spider-Man-y. Does that make sense?
It's actually very, very, very strong and powerful, because now after doing the whole makeup thing and everything, beauty part of it, now there's some art involved there. You can't just come and start doing these things on yourself. There's an art involved there. You mentioned you're doing some canvas also. Yeah. So how did you transfer this idea? It trickled down now to what you're doing right now?
The last time I actually did a canvas painting was in 2015, 2016. So it has been a while. But then you see, it's art. You can lose it if you don't practice. You can lose it. That's a fear I had. I didn't want to lose my art. And sometimes you want a distraction in life. Maybe there's so much going on. So I just needed something to rekindle that. Basically, I know I do makeup, and I felt like I could just merge it, like my art and my makeup. That's why you see most of my looks are just like half makeup and half art. You can I'm not like suppressing, like I'm not like forcing the art on the whole face. Like you can have a peak of makeup and some bit of art. It's like putting balance to it, both of it, and merging it.
Wow, amazing. So when you talk about careers, some time back, even the media career, like a journalist wasn't a career. When you tell a parent, I want to be a journalist, and I'm going to be, where we? Hey, my friend, what are you doing? And tell your parent, mom or dad, I want to be a makeup artist. You know what I mean, eh?
Yes.
During those days, you could have told your parent, I want to be a makeup artist. Ungepata kichapo ama angeshangaa, what's happening to this kid, eh? Right now, we're in a generation whereby people are embracing everything. People want to look good. And maybe, how can you tell us about the industry? Is it flooded? Or maybe do you think someone just wakes up one morning and says, I want to be a makeup artist?
I mean, with the Kenyan population, I feel there is room for a lot of us out there. And I can explain this by saying we have salons in every town, every block, and they have their businesses running. So there is room for everyone. You just need to find your niche. You have to just find what works for you and then focus on it. Yeah, without distractions of this person is doing this, I think this is going to work. But it has to come from within you and know what works for you and then push it. Then just push it, because people are gonna do business at whatever level. So you choose your level and how you want to, drive it.
And for someone maybe who's watching right now, and he or she is thinking maybe, bridal makeup and everything. You see the cost implications. Sometimes we see people looking good out here, and they don't know how they kind of dug deep into their pockets just to make sure they look good as far as now the makeup is concerned. Yes, the cost. For example, now Nick, his wedding next weekend, and I want Anne to be come be my makeup artist. I want Adele, Phil, or whoever to come be my makeup artist. How will I now involve them? Because you need to talk to them like, hey guys, this is my budget. How does it happen now as someone who's experienced?
Oh, this is a tricky one,
It's not tricky, but you've been doing this thing for quite some time.
I've been doing it for some time, but makeup is not something that has been fully embraced. But people are embracing it. But I feel like sometimes clients don't understand like the investment behind it and the work and the art behind it. And art is actually expensive. So clients might just, some of them, not all of them, but coming up, there was always the hassle of that's too expensive, too expensive. But then you get to a point where this is what I charge. There are people who charge less. But there's something, if you have practiced the skill for 4 years, 6 years, you have perfected it, you know what you can offer, and you know what you come with on board with your team, and then you just know what you can, what you can charge and what you cannot go below. But then there are people who charge, the people who are coming up, the people who can... No. Like for me, there's a package. Like we have our rates. We try to listen to the client and what they actually want. Some people just don't want lashes, and if it reduces the time and the energy, then you can discuss. But in most cases, it's fixed. It's at a certain amount. But we're also training makeup artists, people who can who can get into the industry. And of course, if we're fully booked, then we have people who are actually doing the services for maybe less, still in the company, in our company.
Wow. Amazing. That's amazing. Now, as you're winding this up, maybe you can address this young person who's watching right now and wants to be a makeup artist, both men and of course the young ladies. But still, before that question, men who kind of wear makeup, what's your opinion on them? Because right here in the studio, it's an SOP. I have to be like, okay guys, there's no foundation here. It's not actually very very big, but still just powder, but still, because of the lights and everything, you just have to have makeup. But let's talk about the men out there who kind of just feel comfortable and have this kind of a drive to get makeup every day, foundation, everything. They just want to have makeup. Are we going that direction?
Oh, well,
which is scary. It's scary,
It's scary for most, not all. I follow lots of male artists. The the fact that men do makeup is sometimes connected with being gay and Sure. But there are people who actually are doing makeup because they love makeup and they just want to have a taste of the experience. And they are in a better, actually, most of them are doing an awesome job just trying to, express the art. Whether it's on their face or their other male friends, but they have sort of perfected the art. So for some, it's not about what the world thinks about them. It's more of what they actually, it's like an inner expression. And I don't know, I feel I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. But for men who do makeup daily, I mean, it doesn't bother me, but I don't know.
All right. Thank you so much for coming and, of course, telling us about all these things. I really appreciate your talent. Continue doing that.
Thank you.
Please nurture these young makeup artists, because I believe the industry needs them.
There's
so many aspects of the industry actually needs the makeup artist. I mean, what do you think about the response? How's the response, before I actually wind up? The response now of these young people coming up with these ideas, makeup artistry. What's the response in the market?
I feel like they're doing good. And this is why I say this. Music videos, like you can tell, it's being embraced.
Yeah.
So it's quite motivating. It's quite motivating when I see someone, who's doing makeup, is coming up, is consistent. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah.
Products, are they expensive?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Yes, they are. You just have to be patient with yourself first.
Okay.
You have to reinvest in your business. You have to, you have to give it priority. It also depends on how far you see yourself or how far you want to go.
Okay.
So if this means so much to you, you have to invest in it. It's actually a business.
Yeah.
So it's not cheap. Then I feel like there are brands that if you invest in, you actually get to learn. When I was starting off, the makeup I was using wasn't, that good. But then you get to experience good stuff, and then you understand. Now this is why it's expensive, and then you get to experience other stuff, and you're like, now I get it. The pigmentation, the color showing is different. It's better. So you get to respect it more, and then you get to understand why you have to keep reinvesting. So it's not cheap, but you can get there just one step at a time.
Yeah. And of course, during this rainy season, I believe sometimes it can be rained on, and that's one things you've dipped your head.
I noticed they're waterproof.
Is it?
Yeah.
Also, quality matters.
Yes, quality matters.
Because now you meet some
I
people.
did a video that I went swimming with my makeup on, and it stayed on. Yeah.
Wow.
Even our local brands are doing like amazing products.
Wow.
Yes.
That is interesting.
Yeah.
Because I've met people sometimes. I think it depends on the quality. Yeah, please go for good quality makeup, because sometimes it's a rainy season.
You guys love messing around with people who do makeup.
Anyway, we're taking a short break. When we come back now, Adol will be coming in studio to talk about now child grooming. All that coming to you after a short break.